Okay, there are a couple ways how to divide the central nervous system. Generally, in the central nervous system, as you already know, we have the brain and the spinal cord. However, let's for now concentrate on the spinal cord. On the brain. So in the brain we have the cerebellum, and the rest. We'll get to the rest in a moment. So the cerebrum is this main part, the biggest part, the newest part, and the most you may think the most advanced part. So this part is deciding. So all of our conscious thoughts are generally located in the cerebrum. Cerebrum is created from the two hemispheres. Yes. So nearly all of the brain from outside, from the vertical layers, let's say, is the cerebrum. And we have some lobes of the cerebrum, yes, so some parietal lobes, where we have, for example, parts that are controlling our senses and our movement. The frontal lobe, which is very important from abstract thinking, for example. The occipital lobe, critical for vision, and the temporal lobe, very important in hearing, for example. Well, also others. And we have the insula that is... I will show you insula in a moment. Maybe now. Okay, wait a moment. Yeah. So the insula, this is this green part here. This is not the separate lobe, but it's just a bit special, yes, because you need to look a bit deeper to see the insula. This is a part of the brain that is mainly about controlling the emotions. Okay, so I will delete it. We also have, as you can see, the cerebellum. The cerebellum is mainly connected with controlling the movements, but not in a conscious matter. Yes, so this is a place for muscle memory. So if you are able to do something automatically, yes, like in some sports, some movements become automatic after you practice a lot. This is controlled by the cerebellum. Cerebellum is also controlling all of our body movements by controlling the muscle tension, controlling how much force to exert, and so on. So you made a decision mainly in the parietal lobes. Decision in the frontal lobe. In the parietal lobes, we get the centers of movement, but the information from the centers of movement needs to be refined, for example, by the cerebellum, not only, in order to get to the spinal cord, then to the muscle, to make some movement. Yes, but we need to remember, when we move, for example, our hand, when we outstretch our hand, our center of the body mass is changing. So we, for example, need to change the tension of our back, to move a bit our pelvis in order not to fall down, and so on and so on. This is very simple for us, yes, because our brain does a lot of the things automatically. Yes, you do not need to think that when you outstretch your hand, you need to change the way how you stand in order not to fall down. You do it automatically. It's very easy because we have some parts of the brain that helps us. Okay. We also have some brain stem here. Yes. So the brain stem is the oldest part of the brain and the most critical for survival. So generally, when you think about brain stem, you need to think about all of the critical processes of life. Yes, like breathing, circulation, blood pressure, also a lot of important reflexes like vomiting and so on. So the brainstem as a whole is something that controls it. The most basic, yes, the most primitive part is the medulla oblongata. So this medulla oblongata has the most critical parts, yes. If you have any lesion in the medulla oblongata, it may be a death sentence, yes. The diencephalon is like a relay center a bit, yes, so it gets the information to it and it passes this information to the cerebrum and from the cerebrum, yes. So it generally a bit decides where the information goes, like a relay center. Okay. And the pons has also a lot of basic functions, but it also helps a bit with the controlling of movement, at least a bit, for the cerebellum. Okay, I suppose for today it will be enough for this module.